afternoon, everybody. I'm Bart Winkler. Welcome into the Winklerverse. We've got our picks for you today. Ryan Horvat is here. We'll get into it. Now, I guess first, any elf leg comments that you want to talk about, or is this really a thing, or do you not care?
Wait, what?
The elf flag.
Oh, the Cubs?
Yeah.
No, I mean, like,
I did see
I
a
saw,
weekend at Bernie's meme. That was pretty funny, where like Bernie Brewer's dead because they can't do shit.
Cubs lost, so Brewers fans get to talk their stuff. And I've just been ripping the Cubs with the Brewers fans, to be honest with you. And that's how it goes, right? Like, Cubs fans, you want to talk all this trash when you lose the series and your season's over. And the worst kind of fan are now I see, like, a lot of my buddies even do this. It's like now, like, just cheering against the Brewers. My producer, every night, I was like betting the Brewers the first couple games of the series and cheering for them. Even though I bet the Dodgers to win the World Series, and everybody's like, it's just not going to happen. And I'm like, but it is. Like, they have every good pitcher, and they have Shohei Ohtani, and they have Freddie Freeman. The clutch gene is a real thing, and those are the two most clutch players in baseball, and they're on the same team in the same lineup. And one of them pitches, too. So I bet the Dodgers, but I don't want to see the Dodgers. I'd rather just lose by $200 on that bet and watch the Brewers win the World Series. I also bet the Brewers at 25-1. I took a stab with the Brewers. So I was kind of cheering that one on, and I'm cheering on the Mariners. Growing up, I loved the Mariners, and I also bet them as well because of the rotation. But that's how it goes, man, is that you lose the series, and then the Brewers fans get to talk trash. But what I was saying is I think the worst fan is now the fan that's like, go Dodgers, F the Brewers, or you guys will probably get swept because the Dodgers are just unreal. And then they're like, you got to play 4 more games. Well, yeah, but they got to play 4 more games, and they won a series, and their team was in the NLCS, and I don't care what anybody says. That's cool. I grew up watching a bunch of shitheads like Kevin Ory and Brian McRae, who are never any good. So anytime, like, even the Cubs being in the postseason for me is fun and caring and being angry. Because you know what's the alternative? Being like a Pirates fan. And you get a good player once in every generation, and everybody's just like, oh, he's going to be a Yankee anyway. Kind of like Giannis, and it worked out for Milwaukee. But, yeah, no, I thought the yellow flag stuff was funny. It's a real rivalry. Also, the manager, Craig Counsell, left you guys his hometown to go manage the big city. So, like, I get why people hate him. So, again, like, I honestly wish I could go back in time and be born into any other family, even though I love my parents, because being a Cubs fan is torture. I wish I was just a Dodger fan or a Yankee fan or a Red Sox fan, and every summer my team was just pumping in money. Then I know you guys don't care. I got to listen to the press conference, Jed Hoyer, the next day, and he's like, maybe we'll spend some money, maybe we won't. No, idiot. You just lost in the NLDS to your rival, and you want to call him little brother, small market team. Go spend some fucking cash, man. Look at the teams that are playing right now. Even the Mariners went out and they spent cash. So I hate being a Cubs fan. I don't really, like, when I say, like, I don't care about the rivalry, it's not because I'm, like, discrediting you guys and how good you've been the last couple of years. It's just that I, like, hate my own team. It's like if you have, like, it's like my mother still smokes cigarettes. It's probably how she feels. Like, she doesn't even want to smoke the things, but she's addicted to them. That's me and the Cubs.
Oh, brother, I know all too well what you are saying. Ryan Horvat is here. We're brought to you by Happy Place Hemp. Promo code is BART. 25% off each and every order. Going to be using those products more, I think, even more so. The seltzer is very good. Although what I haven't done, I've had the 5 milligram, the 10 milligram. I haven't done the 20 yet. So I'm a little nervous if I do a 20. I mean, but that's the fun in experimenting, and that's why you always have the promo code to go back. But I might just have half a seltzer and then maybe, well, we'll see. We'll see how the night goes. But you got gummies, tinctures, all that. Obviously, the CBD, CBN ones to help you sleep. That's happyplacehemp.com, promo code BART, 25% off. One guy I talked a lot, well, 2 guys I talked a lot about this week. James Franklin, who got fired.
Yep.
And Kurt Signetti, who then I see Paul Feinbaum like automatically shit on it. And I like that Signetti. I was praising him the other day because he's like, look, ESPN's into these conferences and Fox is into these conferences. And that's what I've always been saying. College football is ESPN versus Fox. That's what it is. That's why we have the debates that we do. They obviously take their sides. That's why I'm so mad at Herb Street. He was a Big Ten guy, and then he becomes this SEC homer. But I like that Signetti stayed because I don't like the tradition of I'm at a school, I build it up. I get it if it's like a smaller school, but when the Big Ten job, Penn State opens and they're like, oh, well, the two candidates are from Nebraska and Indiana. Well, why can't Nebraska and Indiana be what Penn State is perceived to be? So I'm glad to see Signetti stayed. Franklin just couldn't get it done, and so that I guess is not too surprising.
No, not surprising at all. I don't think there's ever been a bigger letdown of a college football team than this Penn State team. Maybe Clemson this year as well. It's funny because both teams, they were in the top 6 as far as odds to win the national title. I never trust James Franklin, so I always stay away from Penn State. And then this year I did. I bet them to win the Big Ten, and I took a stab on them winning the national title. 2 terrible bets. I thought Drew Aller was going to bounce back after that Notre Dame game. He was bad. Now he's hurt for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Turns out, man, that Tyler Warren guy and Abdul Carter, they're just really good football players. James Franklin couldn't win the big game, but at the end of the day, he's living the dream. $50 million, close to $50 million to just sit at home and do nothing. He's just sitting at home right now watching the ALCS, the NLCS, college football, NFL with the rest of us. If he doesn't get another coaching gig, he'll probably be working for ESPN or for the Big Ten Network. So he's got it made. But, yeah, the guy sucked. He just couldn't win the big game, even with that team that had so much talent. Signetti, I actually like him. I kind of wanted to hate him because he's a prick, but it makes me like him a little bit more. Go back if you guys haven't seen it. The first Van Pelt played it last night. Scott Van Pelt did. He took the microphone at a basketball game, and I thought he was like hammered. So go back and watch that. That's the first time he addresses the crowd at Indiana. But I honestly think that Indiana's a better job than Penn State, and I never thought that I would say that. It's kind of almost like Notre Dame, where every year.
Well, Indiana's never been good, ever.
No, and now they are, dude, and they're always going to play this schedule where if he continues to recruit and hit the portal the way that he does, because these teams are just really good. They're like college all-star teams, right? Like he brought in Fernando Mendoza, who's going to be one of the first quarterbacks selected in the draft, and he runs the offense perfect because he's the best quarterback throwing those intermediate routes, and that's the same thing that Curtis Rourke did last year. So he gets these guys that can run his system. The defense is really good. I love what they do on the defensive side of the ball. They confuse the hell out of opposing quarterbacks. That's how they beat Oregon. Dante Moore's still really good, but he's only 19, 20 years old, and they rotate their safeties. So, like, when the quarterback's looking at the defense, he sees a look, and then they flip last minute, and he's like, what the fuck? And we talk about their offense, but I don't think we talk enough about their defense. They have a top 10 defense. So, I didn't know if I wanted to take them serious last year. Now I do. I like them coming into the season, and I think it's a better job because every year they have the potential to finish 10-2, and he's going to the playoff. Kind of like if you're Marcus Freeman, unless you want to go to the National Football League and become a coach, I don't get why you would ever leave Notre Dame. You know what I mean? Because every year you're probably at worst going to finish 10-2, and you're in the playoffs. So, like, and Signetti got paid. I think there was 3 jobs he would have left for. Alabama, who's not hiring. Georgia, who's not hiring. One of those bigger programs. But I don't think Penn State might be cursed. I think we all know why.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
with it, yep. I think we all know why, and we all pretend like it didn't happen. We just forget it. But we all know why.
Yeah.
I am a little concerned, I will admit, about the Packers facing Aaron Rodgers next week.
Yeah, I mean,
he looked pretty good. You got any? Because I've been talking about, to get into our picks here, I've been talking about Joe Flacco, how you have to trade for someone if you're Cincinnati, but it's not going to work. Okay, and then Rodgers can still make the throws, but he can't move, and I think I'm bad. I think I've been wrong about both of them.
I think the thing about
young kids can't play quarterback in this league, so it's got to be the old guys.
We saw it last night. Rodgers can still move. I think he wants to wait to move until he games matter because he doesn't want to die because of what happened 2 years ago on the third snap.
He doesn't want his offensive lineman tackling him worse than any hit he took in the whole game.
I mean, I got to be honest. You could look at it and you could be like, man, what a miserable old prick, But I think he is. I think it's been proven now he is a good teammate. And these kids now are just dumb, man. You can't be tackling your quarterback, especially at 41 years old, who popped his Achilles 2 years ago. And then I also liked him screaming at Jalen Warren. I thought that was funny. So he's still a miserable prick, but, man, he can make every single throw. I think he's the greatest quarterback to ever play the position. And you know why I say that? Because even on the game-losing Hail Mary attempt, you guys could tell me Tom Brady. Is Tom Brady making that fucking throw, or could he ever? Absolutely not. That thing traveled
Those are
16
the
hours
15 if
in
it's
the air.
Tom.
He's Rodgers is so good. I don't care what anybody says. He's still to this day awesome. But this is going to be a fun matchup. I hate betting against Rodgers when he's got the chip on his shoulder, right? Like I bet him to win the MVP when they drafted Love. You know, I bet him against McCarthy. I bet him this year against the Jets. And I feel like I have to bet him against the Packers. And I know like it's that pass rush coming after him, but Rodgers is getting rid of the ball really quickly. He's not hanging onto the ball in the pocket. But that said, it won't surprise me if the Packers beat the shit out of him. Not because of Rodgers, because that game, was there ever a more Aaron Rodgers game? He balls out, yet his defense is nowhere to be found the entire game. And on the last drive, you got Jamar Chase, best receiver in the league. It was like Waldo. No, it wasn't, because Waldo's in a crowd.
Joe Flacco on busted plays is picking up a first down with his legs.
I loved every part about it last night. I bet the over because everybody, like my co-host, everybody was like shitting on him. Two old men, ha ha ha. I was laughing at like sports media all day. Oh, these two old geezers. It's like, you're 55. What are you talking about? Like, these guys they're 41. They're in the prime of life right now.
And I keep calling him old, and I'm like sandwiched right in between both of them age-wise.
Also, it proved my point, right? Because last week or the week before, I was bitching about the quarterback position, how it stinks right now, and it's why the league stinks. Last night was just two old gunslingers, pocket passers, and look what we got, that product on Thursday Night Football. It wasn't, Will Levis. It wasn't like, even like, I like Jackson Dart, but could he throw the football? Or does he just run every single drop back and scramble for his, like, nobody just sits in the pocket and makes throws other than Joe Burrow. Even Josh Allen's more of a scrambler. Mahomes, he could be. He could be whatever he wants. But yeah, last night it was like the last of a dying breed. Two old gunslingers. I enjoyed every minute of it. Minute of it is Team Old Guy. I don't know. I could see again the Steelers winning because Rodgers always wins with a chip on his shoulder, or I could see Green Bay winning that
Except
game.
against the Niners.
Except for the Niners, yeah, for whatever reason, the bugaboo. But the defense for Pittsburgh's so bad, man, that it won't surprise me if Jordan Love throws for like 650 yards.
Another old guy, London, against the Jags. It's Matt Stafford and the Rams.
Yep.
If you've got different numbers, go ahead. I got it at -3 here.
Yep.
I am really into Jacksonville. I think they're going to win the South. London's where they like to play.
It is Wembley. Although,
you know what? I could take Jacksonville. I'll take Jacksonville here.
All 5 of their losses in London have actually come at Wembley Stadium. A little fun fact. I like Jacksonville too, fresh off that loss to the Seahawks, man, especially if Puka's not able to go. And Matthew Stafford, as good as he's been, Team Old Guy, he's looking like the MVP of the league. He's got a 96.2 passing grade, 4th among quarterbacks. So he's still a top 5 quarterback, and he's pushing the ball down the field. 15 deep completions, but the Jags take that away. 6th lowest EPA per passing play. So I think they limit the explosive stuff without Puka Nacua. Give me Jacksonville to at least cover. We're on the same page here. Jags theory.
Jets, did they open as a favorite and now they're a 1.5 underdog to Carolina?
Yep.
I get why the Jets would open as a favorite even though they're 0-6. They are at home.
Yep.
You can't lose forever.
Nope.
I still think Aaron Glenn wins a playoff game with that team at some point.
You just like him because he hates Rodgers.
No.
Yes. He's an idiot. Don't be an idiot and like him. He's gonna be coaching your son's JV team in 6 years.
But I do, and only JV because my high school here has JV but no varsity.
That's so weird.
So soccer was the homecoming game.
Oh God. I mean, that's just.
And I went, and I've always wanted soccer to be a homecoming game, but it didn't play the same. It didn't.
Yeah, you got to have a football game, in my opinion.
I'm gonna take Carolina. Are they starting Fields or not? The Jets.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's Fields. I'm taking the Jets to win their first game of the season. Carolina just stinks on the road. They only win at home. And the Jets, as bad as their pass defense has been, they got a top 10, top 5 run defense. So I think for once this season, Rico Dowdle will finally get shut down, and maybe even Chuba Hubbard, who's coming back. Give me the Jets. It's gonna be the rare Sunday where I put on the Jets lamp. I think Aaron Glenn gets his first win.
So Kansas City beats Detroit.
Yep.
And I know everyone's mad about, I got to take calls that this is rigged, and I don't like doing that. 11.5-point favorites against the Raiders. Have you ever seen a team that's just like, oh, maybe Kansas City, maybe, and then they win, and they won in such a Kansas City way.
Yeah.
That at 3-3, Mahomes is odds-on MVP. Chiefs are odds-on Super Bowl. I do think 11.5 is too big of a number.
Me too.
So I'm going to take the Raiders to cover.
I'm going to take the Raiders to cover here as well, man. The one matchup that I like.
I would think like 7.5 or 8.5 would be too big of a number, I think.
Yeah, I like anything over a touchdown, but shit, give us the 11.5 here. Raiders might win this game. The matchup I really like is Juwan Taylor, who's the Chiefs' left tackle. He stinks. And he's going against Max Crosby, who's a legit psychopath and never leaves the field. So I think Mahomes might be under pressure, maybe throw a couple picks here. Give me the Raiders to keep this game close. But also give me the Chiefs to win the AFC, because at worst, you get to hedge in the AFC Championship game. Like, they're going to the AFC Championship game, and they're most likely going to the Super Bowl. We all want to believe in the Bills, but I don't know, man. I don't think the
Bills fans are in disarray right now, let me tell you.
Good. Josh Allen's awesome, but I think the rest of the team stinks.
They're worried that Josh Allen is married now.
He's awesome. It ain't his fault.
That's the Bills fans I'm talking to.
It's like the idiots that blame Rodgers for having one Super Bowl ring. Like, when you got, like, look at his secondary, right? Like, when you got Rasul Douglas trying to cover anybody, and well, he's not even there anymore. But it was like, like Rodgers, Favre, fucking Marino, these guys, if there was 11 of them, they would have won 80 Super Bowls. Unfortunately, they're one person, right? I'm just one man, God damn it. It's like how I felt at WSSP, right? Sparky, put the fucking story on the website. Hey, guy, I'm trying to produce a show right now,
The 6:15 call.
Who's? Yeah, Horvat didn't put. Who the fuck is going to 12:50 a.m. The Fan for their news, man?
Well, I mean, how else are you going to find out about the Badgers' loss to Indiana?
Like, Sparky, the game happened 24 hours ago, bro. Everybody knows the result. We're literally talking about it on the radio right now.
See, we needed AI to write shit for us when you were producing.
We should I wish that was a commercial and it was like, let's have AI do it for us. And it's just Allen Iverson drinking Hennessy doing it. But I think he's sober now.
Oh, good.
True story, I run into Allen Iverson, like, well, not anymore because now he's sober, but he would be at MGM National Harbor like every night. First time we saw him there, our boss, Mitch Rosen, was like, hey, Horvat, go check out the tables. Allen Iverson's down there. He's been here since 11 p.m. last night. And I was like, I'll believe it. He literally, for 3 straight days, dude, did not leave the table. Like, I don't think he had he didn't, like, shower. I've never seen anything like it. Like, his people would come around, his entourage, his friends, I think his family, like, people that worked for him. I've never seen, like, he had, like, 30 people, and he would just, like, hand them chips to walk away. And he was losing bad. It was crazy, though. I was like, yo, Allen, you were my favorite non-bull of all time. And he's like, respect. It's awesome.
Did he give you any chips? Paul Allen gave me $1 chip.
He didn't give me any chips because, like I said, I think he was, like, literally losing his shit. That's why right now he's broke, and I don't know if he's broke, but he's sober, and he's, like, wrote a book, which usually leads me to believe that maybe you're broke.
The Browns are 3-point favorites at home against the Dolphins. This could be a weather game.
Yes.
I tend not to, whenever there's weather, there's been so many times it's like there's going to be 37 inches of snow in Buffalo. And then everyone's like, bench Josh Allen. And then he throws for 5 touchdowns because it snowed the day before. But there could be a lot of rain, could be a lot of wind, which the Dolphins are like the absolute least prepared team for a situation like that. Whether or no weather, the Browns need to rally after seeing what happened with Flacco. I'll take them to win and cover against the Dolphins.
Yeah, we're on the same side here. I think Mike McDaniel actually gets fired on Monday, man, because they're going to lose to the Browns. They're going to lose to Dylan Gabriel. For one, it's the Dolphins offensive line trying to protect Tua against Myles Garrett and the number 1 defense in the league. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I think the Browns are just going to be able to run the ball right down the throats of the Dolphins. They're outside the top 25 in like every rushing metric. So I would play all the Quinshon Judkins props that you can. If you have him in fantasy, he should be a lock in your lineup. And I'd bet him to score a touchdown, maybe even 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I'm going to bet Quinshon Judkins. I think it's like plus 430 to score 2 touchdowns in this game. And I'm with you. Mike McDaniel is back in San Francisco by Wednesday.
Wow. Well, okay. Yeah. I like that. All right. The Titans game. Titans are 7-point underdogs. Obviously, you what?
I hate the Titans, but go on.
I do too. I've never just liked them as a franchise.
Me either. Go on, though.
I don't like them. You're right. I don't like them.
Yeah. Even when they were good, they bored the shit out of me. They had Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, and still bored me.
They're like the Wizards in the NBA. It's like, the fuck is...
I hate them because I took Arizona and Survivor, and they fucked me. Are you still in Survivor, by the way?
Oh, no. I got fucked by the Rams.
Rams, same week.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to take the Saints.
Me too.
Yeah.
Patriots are 7-point favorites. So the Titans fired their coach. They're playing against their old coach, which leads you to believe Vrabel's going to want to come in for blood, but the Titans are going to fight back. So everyone's going to be, I think, on Vrabel's side. And then I don't want to be on Vrabel's side because everybody is. But now everybody doesn't want to be on Vrabel's side. So I'm on Vrabel's side. I'm taking New England.
I'm going to take the Titans because I think that Jeffrey Simmons is going to have a day. I've been waiting. I can't find it. I want to bet Jeffrey Simmons to have a sack. So 1, he wants to get the fuck out of Tennessee. They're going to trade him. Number 2, he's awesome. Number 3,
they might not trade him.
He's going against one of the worst tackles in the league. That's what I'm betting in this game. I'm just waiting to bet it. I'll go Titans plus 7. I'll go Titans theory. I think it's kind of like
Titans theory's dead, bro.
It is. They're cooked, but I'll take them because everybody's gonna think Vrabel's gonna run it up on his old team, but in return they're at least gonna cover. So I'll take Tennessee here plus 7.
Bears have won the last 2 games they've played by a score of 25-24.
Bears.
They are learning how to win, I think.
They're learning to win.
It's important for them. Yeah, they're 5.5-point favorites against New Orleans at home. I like them to win, but I do not like them to cover. I like them to win by a field goal or less.
Yeah, we're on the same page, man. I want Chicago as a 4.5-point dog. I'm not laying 5.5 with this defense right now. Spencer Rattler is actually playing some decent football. Give me the Saints. The Saints, you know what? Saints win this game.
Oh, no, so we're not on the same page.
Yeah, I think the Saints win.
I don't know. It would be a classic Bears letdown, but I do feel like they turned the corner.
I had to cheer for them because I bet these assholes to win 9 games this season. I thought they were going to be much better on the defensive side of the ball. They actually have gotten a little bit better on defense since they've gotten healthier. I'm with you, actually. I think the Bears win by a field goal. Saints cover, though.
Oh, so we are on the same.
We are on the same side, yeah. I just took the points with the Saints. I don't want to take money line.
I don't know what to think about Eagles at Minnesota -2.5.
I do.
What?
Number 1, I'm betting Saquon props for the first time all season because Brian Flores is going to blitz the shit out of Jalen. Minnesota's pass defense is top 10, but the run defense is outside the top 25. So if Saquon doesn't rush for 100 yards and a touchdown this week, it's not happening. And now we're getting a discounted price. Last year, he was like -200 every week to score. A lot of this has to do with you worry about they get down to the 1-yard line and that prick Jalen Hurts takes it himself, even though the Packers tried to outlaw that. Everybody else is like, yeah, it's a legal football play. And now everybody's like, yeah, the whole time. Well, yeah, that's what fucking Green Bay told you. Like, no, this ain't a football play.
We told you.
Rugby. Let's get it out of the league. And like that's the problem. Like nobody knows what they want in life. Anyway, I like what the fuck? What game are we even on? Oh yeah, the Eagles. I like. I'm just kidding. I like the Vikings to cover and win this game outright. I don't.
Well, I could put I would love to put graphics up here, but this podcast has not graduated in any technological way since I started it 3 years ago.
Like last year, I bet the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, so I liked that the tush push was a thing. But now it's just so boring to watch, and Jalen Hurts might stink. So I'm going to take the Vikings, but I am going to take Saquon Barkley rushing props and touchdowns. He's -135 to score only. But the Vikings win.
I'm out on Saquon. I traded him in a dynasty. I'm glad I did.
Smart move, but I think he goes off this week.
Chargers 1.5 points against the Colts at home. I keep moving. And I say this explicitly. I say I will not give the Colts, Steelers, or Broncos any benefit of the doubt. Yeah. They can keep winning. I will keep moving the goalpost. The Colts are a team I'm continuing to move the goalposts towards. So I'm going to take the Chargers, just a small 1.5 favorite at home. Although, what is LA as a home stadium, but I'll take them at home.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite bets this week. I'm with you. I like the Chargers they won last week, but I like them to bounce back this week. I still like Herbert. And I want to sell a little bit of that Colts stock.
They lost last week to who?
I could see this. The Chargers or the Colts?
Well, the Colts won last week.
No,
the Chargers. Who did they play? The Commanders.
Chargers beat the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
But barely.
Yeah.
29-27. So everybody's down on them. I like them. I think Daniel Jones is going to throw a couple interceptions. And I think they're going to be able to shut down Jonathan Taylor enough. So give me the Chargers. I bet this one.
Giants are a touchdown underdog in Denver. That's another one of my teams that I don't give credit to. I think if this was in New York, I don't know. I think there's something to the Giants all of a sudden like accidentally competing in the NFC East.
Yeah.
I also think that Jackson Dart will be better than Tommy DeVito whenever the Giants get a sniff of good quarterback play. I'm going to take Denver.
See, we're on the same side here. Everybody likes the Giants, and I get it. Like, they could win this game, man. I don't really like Bo Nix, and I think the Giants are going to be good, but the Broncos have a really good defense, and Jackson Dart's making a road start against a top 10 pass defense, and then they also have a top 15 run defense, so I don't think Scatterbo is going to go off in this game. So, young team on the road here. Give me the Broncos. I think they win this game by at least a touchdown.
Got a few left. Packers, we'll get into it. They're 6.5-point favorites in Arizona. Never really know what to think about games in the desert, as it were. Is Kyler going?
Kyler, I'm still waiting on. So he's one of my fantasy quarterbacks. Let's take a look at the latest because I don't think
take a quick look. Jamie, could you pull that up, Jamie?
2 hours ago, uncertainty looming in on the Cardinals starting Kyler Murray pretty much. I don't think he goes.
Does it matter? I mean, Brissett was fine.
I don't think it matters. I think that's a broken team. Did you see Gannon's interview?
Yeah.
2000 when our quarterback went to prison. What a great way to I love him.
Do you think if Kyler Murray stayed playing baseball, the A's would still be in Oakland?
No.
Well,
I think he'd probably be a disappointment there too.
Do you think he'd be playing or turning double plays for the Dodgers right now against my Brewers?
No, I think Kyler's like a really good football player and a really good baseball player, but I just think that he kind of like suffers from something I suffer from where he really doesn't give a shit. I think he's like just more into like what he's into, video games, taking pictures dressed up like Mike Vick. I think that's like the thing. I think a lot of these guys are like, fuck, man, I'm good at football and there's so much money. But
yeah, why am I good at this?
But like, it's every day. You're sitting in film. You got those guys that just like it a little bit too much. The football guys that are just always like naked in the locker room and like always like
snap
headbutting you. And they're just always like ready to go. Like that's a lot to deal with. Some of them end up being murderers, C. Ray Lewis and Marvin Harrison. You're watching constant film. You got to go out there. Kyler's like my son's height, and he's got to go out there and get chased down by these linebackers. Now these edge rushers are 6'5", 260. Kyler's like 5'9", $175, dude. So he's probably just like, fuck this. I think there are days where he probably wishes that he played baseball, though.
I think there's days he wishes that he didn't play either.
Maybe there's days where he just wishes that he was a worm.
Yeah.
Or a fly on the wall.
I was out for a walk today, and I saw 2 squirrels chasing each other under a fence. And I thought, no matter what happens in the world, these 2 squirrels are just going to still be fucking running around under these fences. They don't give a shit. How lucky.
Do you ever think of like what life would be like, or like how like some things are just born like insects or dogs or squirrels?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Do you ever think like we always think about aliens and we have this image of what an alien is, but if you were an alien that came to Earth, depending on where you landed, like you could land in the middle of the desert and see giraffes and be like, take me to your leader. And they wouldn't know what the fuck you're talking about. How do we know that aliens haven't come here and tried to talk to an elephant? And that's what they think Earthlings are.
They probably have us figured out. We're pretty boring and basic, but they probably see some of these animals, right, dude? And they're like, fuck, like a big dog. And they're like, what the fuck is this thing? It doesn't talk. It just barks at us. And they're probably, even with their big brains, they can't wrap their head around it. Like, how do you think I get birds, I guess, because like, if you believe in dinosaurs, which I don't, but like, we don't got to go down the Aaron Rodgers wormhole here.
Yeah, you know what?
How do you think like the first dog?
I agree. I think I agree. I think I agree with you.
Like, how did the first, there's no such thing as dinosaurs, bro. But how did the first dog or cat get on the earth? If they're selling us on Adam and Eve, like, where the fuck did the dogs and the cats and everything else come from?
Nothing makes
like, why do some birds talk?
I don't know.
And how creepy is that? Like, I had a buddy that had one, and they'd be like, hello, hello. And I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want to come home at 1 a.m.
Why? Dinosaurs were invented for kids, right?
I mean, I think so.
And then, guess what? Now they might have had feathers.
I don't know.
Let's talk about that more later.
Yeah, let's get back to the picks. But there is like, life is weird, you know?
I know. So either we should make the most of it, or like we should all stop trying and just have a good time.
Yeah, or just maybe like meet in the middle.
Well, I think that's what we did, and it sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
Cowboys 1.5 favorite against the Commanders. I like Dallas at home. Although the Commanders need to get back, but I don't know.
Yeah, we're on the same side on like all these. I'm going to bet Dallas in this game, man. I don't think the Commanders are very good. And I think Jaden Daniels is going to have a sophomore slump similar to CJ Stroud. I think he can mask it a little bit better because he's he's a dual threat guy. So he's going to rush for a bunch of yards, but something looks like it's missing this year. So give me Dallas. I mean, they can't stop anybody. If Dak is on any other team, winning team, he might be the MVP of the league. Like, look at his numbers, man. He leads the league in passing yards.
Dak's so good. I love Dak.
Yeah, he's awesome. He just plays for Jerry Jones and always an idiot head coach. Other than
Niners, Falcons, Kyle Shanahan, obligatory reference or mention. 2.5-point favorites at home, Sunday Night Football against Atlanta. I think Atlanta's feeling pretty good. I think I take the Niners.
Me too. Goddamn, we're on every one. Everybody's going to bet Atlanta because there's been some games where they look good, and everybody's going to bet against the Niners because they're dead. But I feel like nobody rallies their teams when they're dead better than Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. You know, even LaFleur's done a pretty good job, though, where you're like, oh, man, Malik's starting. They're not going to be any good. And then he has a better coaching performance than he
Well, because he trusts Malik more than he trusts Jordan Love.
Yeah. So I'm with you, though. I like the Niners. Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Did we ever make a Packer pick?
No, we didn't get to the Packers.
No, we moved on. We were talking about Kyler, and then we were talking about dinosaurs.
Yeah, we didn't make a Packer pick.
No.
Oh, yeah, duh. Oh, yeah, shit. The most important one. I like the Packers.
Yeah, I'll take them to cover. Why not?
Although, aren't they coming off the bye?
Arizona?
Wait,
no, they played last week.
Yeah, Arizona played last week. What am I talking about? Yeah, because that's when Kyler. No, they didn't play Kyler last week, right?
No, Kyler. They lost to the Colts.
Colts, yeah, they got okay. That's it. I bet them too. Terrible decision. That was a dick kicking. That's why I don't remember it. I turned it off in the first quarter. I was like, oh God, no. Packers. I like the Packers here. I think they roll.
I think I remembered that. 2 more Monday night doubleheader, which I won't be watching. I'll be watching Brewers Game 6.
Yeah, right. No, you won't. Do you think if the Cubs and Brewers combine teams, they could at least take the Dodgers to 7?
That's a great question I'm going to ask tonight.
Yeah. Do you think, like, if every team, like, picked 1 or 2 players and combined a team, they could beat the Dodgers? I don't. I think that's how good what's the Dodgers' weakness, bro? Everybody's like, oh, they
get to the bullpen. Okay, see ya.
Their quarterbacks. We are talking football. All their pitchers got hurt. Like, you know what I mean? They were throwing like Shamami of Mamami in the first 2 months of the season because their guys that were hurt were Glasnow, Snell, Otani, like right there. That's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they just load management in those guys.
Our teams are trying to decide in a game-deciding Game 5 who to pitch between Colin Ray and fucking Jose Quintana. Like, yeah.
They got like Emmett Sheehan and Dustin May, and they're like, can you guys just go win some games? And those guys are still better than like Quinn Priester and shit.
They would be the Cubs number 1. Yeah, exactly. Max Yeah, Max Muncy might be the Cubs' #1 starting pitcher. That's how bad they are. What Monday night game are we doing? I'm really excited for both of these again. I
It's a
hate the
doubleheader in
games.
its true sense.
Yeah.
Buccaneers are 5.5-point underdogs in
Oh.
Detroit. Buccaneers
Oh.
have had success in Detroit.
Yep. Love this game. This is my play of the week. Lions
All right,
are gonna.
you tell me.
Lions are gonna kill the Bucks here.
I agree.
Yeah. It's everybody's gonna bet Baker because he's been great as a dog, but man, they're beat up right now. And the Lions are gonna go back home pissed off.
MVP for sure if he wins this game, at least the front runner right now.
Yeah, for sure. He's thrown to like wide receiver #6. They are going to get healthier. I mean, the Ibuka injury sucks, but they're going to get Mike Evans back, Chris Godwin's back. But yeah, I like Detroit here.
And I'm going to go with you on that. And then the last one is a 10 o'clock Eastern start. You get to watch that game in full.
I know. Well, kind of. I'm off at 11.
Oh, yeah. Seattle 3.5-point favorites against Houston.
Oh, I like Houston. Give me the Texans
On the road.
I think the Texans might be like a bye team right now. Their point differential, man, is like plus 48. They have had some bad luck. Stroud's been playing better, and that defense is going to be really good, man, once they're fully healthy. I like their edge rushers, Anderson and Hunter. So give me Texans.
Yeah, I like them too. What did we disagree on?
Nothing. I think this is like a slam dunk week too, as far as the games I bet.
What did we disagree on? Maybe the Patriots and Titans.
Yep. I grabbed the points with the Titans, but I could easily be wrong on that. I'm not betting that game either.
Jeez.
I love, even though we're not talking about it, I love Georgia on Saturday against Ole Miss.
What's the line there?
It went to 7.5. I think they win by at least 2 touchdowns.
I want Ole Miss so bad.
Ole Miss, I know, but Ole Miss beat them last year, right? They're undefeated. Everybody likes them. I think Georgia's going to dick kick them this year.
What about Ohio State 27.5 over Wisconsin?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I bet the Badgers. Badgers are going to show up in this game. I don't know that they're going to show up, but they're not going to lose by 28. Love the Badgers, dude. And if they don't cover, Fickle should be gone on Monday. Cover. That's not a huge ask. This program can't be that bad that you just go out and expect to lose by 35 fucking points. Ohio State's good, but come on, man.
It's bad. It is so bad.
Like you gotta keep that within 28, or I think you should be gone. I'd let Cone Roller coach the team the rest of the year.
I would too. He'd get students to show up.
Yeah. Do you think he'd get them to show? Do you think he'd get them to show up before 11 a.m. though?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They would. Oh yeah.
I want those kids in those fucking seats I want them eating breakfast in their seats, ready to go.
Yeah, serve them breakfast in the seats.
I
want those kids to sit there for 3 straight days like they're Allen Iverson playing blackjack.
I want them to camp in the seat.
It's called Camp Randall.
I mean, yeah.
Camp.
What a weird hill to die on.
Yeah. All right, Horvat, always a pleasure.
Yeah.
I'll have a Packer pod this weekend. I might do a Brewer one if they lose.
They're going to lose.
When they lose.
Tonight.
We'll see. Plenty of Winklerverse content on the horizon. Thanks as always for stopping into the Winklerverse.
Go Mariners.